I think it's time to reach the Imperium. But before that, I think I need to repair my ship. Yeah, I need to do that. Let's check also the colony. Okay, to the Imperium. Here we go. Wish me luck. Lord Captain, your presence is required by members of your retinue. The Voxmaster's voice sounds tense, even somewhat frightened, and I believe that they will not accept a refusal. Really? What is this? Lord Captain? Cassia raises her chin. Her posture and gaze are reserved and dignified, as is becoming of nobility. Yet a trembling voice betrays her emotional state. The decks of this void ship abound with swirls of dirty colors. Some of your crew are spreading ludicrous gossip about your allegedly collecting people's hearts like victory trophies. Oh, and that your collection boasts more than one exhibit. Please dispel my doubts. Or do our feelings for each other count for nothing? Come on. Jay smirks. Hear, hear, Sherin. Even the deftest rider can charge ahead, on 2 monks at the same time. And even the most passionate woman won't tolerate rivals forever. Oh, Kibela's tales feels like it could burn right through you. Domin Severan, one cannot share their soul with many. A choice must be made. Why? Oh, this is a tough world. I don't think one is going to cut it, so I'm not going to choose it. I think this is time to choose. And for this playthrough, I think it's time to go with Jay. Jay, I will forever be your Sherin. I know, when you are near, I can hear the song your heart is beating, and that song carries my name. With a blissful smile, Jay closes her eyes and says, seemingly to no one in particular, "It's good that everything has been cleared up." Cassia's feelings pierce your heart like a white-hot needle, filling it with sadness, but they quickly retreat as she catches herself and clenches her fists, cutting the skin on her palms with her claws. In that case, I wish you only the best, Lord Captain, even if I am not meant to be part of all that is good in your life. I think this is for the best, at least for Cassia, because we are on a destructive path on this playthrough. No emotion shows in Kibela's expression. She inclines her head as if she were receiving a perfectly agreeable order. The words of the tenets will never again trouble you, Domin Severan. What a pity. Okay, we can go now. Let's talk to Maeve. Let's order a recaf, a first one. Thank you. And let's check the bridge. Lord Captain, rubber on the line. The astropaths are going crazy in their little chamber. They are reporting severe warp disturbances along our intended route. It looks like the Maw is completely impassable. I've seen this before, yes, and if you ask me, going there is not a good idea, for us or any other void ship. Ah, come on. Let's try one. So you're saying that not only will I break through the Maw to the Imperium, but I will cover myself in glory as the conqueror of the raging warp? For one. Let's go with that. I will see to it, Lord Captain. The Emperor protects. By the grace of the Emperor, I have been charged with chronicling the voyage that my blessed commander, Lord Captain Severin, intends to undertake through that turbid tract of the warp known as the Maw. The thought of what lies ahead fills our souls with terror, but we all have faith in the light of the Emperor. May his protection be with us now. Okay, let's maybe message from Astropathic Choir. Lord Captain, we once again draw your attention to the fact that the warp region of the Maw is more turbulent than usual. The Diviner's Vigil portends death for us, and much worse besides. This is not our first decade, perceiving the void, and we have seen terrible storms, but none like this. We beseech you, please have mercy on us. If that be not your will, we stand ready to serve until the end. Charted course for expedition. Report from Navigator's Sanctum. Lord Captain, we have locked onto the blessed light of the Astronomicon, and we are ready to make our first warp jump to the Hermitage. Once in the Void Station's orbit, we will carry out maintenance liturgies and, with luck, exchange information with other trade void ships there that are using that region as a rendezvous point. The second warp jump will be made to the witch-cursed world, a foul and lifeless planet, at which point we will assess the state of the vessel. The third warp jump is planned to Port Wonder, where the Protector willing, we will reach the vast expanse of the Imperium, and we will abide there in safety. After offering up the requisite prayers, the crew received a Vox address from the blessed Lord Captain, in which our commander gave the order to initiate the jump to the Hermitage. Let's go. We made it to the Hermitage, an outcome made possible solely by the Emperor's mercy. The ship has been chewed up by the ravenous Immaterium, and Menace has taken root across our decks and stalks among us, staring us in the eyes. The vessel is in orbit around the station, thronged by thousands of silent satellites, the jettisoned bodies of the dead. I spent the entire jump in the murky depth of the Astropathic Choir Bay, where acolytes of the ship's surgeon walked back and forth in silence. After singing the healing liturgy from beginning to end, they marched among the psychers, who had been medicated into unconsciousness. Any psycher who awoke, often with howls of horror, was quickly pacified with a sharp jab from an electrified baton. But my attention was wholly captured by Hyduratlas, gripping the shoulders of each astropath in turn and staring into their eyes. She compelled the raving psychers to collapse with a visceral cry, curling up on the deck with all thoughts of resistance gone from their mind. How many did she save? How many would have perished without her? Every moment now, I hear a voice full of vehement ire. It is the voice of the angel of the Emperor. It is so ferocious, my very blood fears it, fleeing my body through my ears, eyes and nose. The angel bade me compile a picked chronicle of the horrors recorded by the servo-skulls in the ship's base. May whoever finds it know the torments we suffered before death. Incident report. I saw the picked recordings made on various decks with my own eyes. With horror and avid curiosity, I relished each bloody detail, drinking in the stream of chaotic, incomprehensible scenes. Nameless dread blossomed in my soul. I saw a bloody massacre in the Engineum, people armed with tools bashing each other's heads in. I saw a deck full of violently convulsing bodies covered in a layer of mold and sprouting grotesque fungi. I witnessed a crowd of crew members walk toward an opening airlock with mindless, exultant smiles on their faces, and be caught a moment later on a wave of air and wrenched out in the cold embrace of nothingness. With my own eyes, I saw a gunner steadily hitting a large caliber shell with a wrench, and inside a cogitator, I could just make out the bloody remains of an engine seal, impossibly squeezed in among the tangled wires. So much horror, so little hope. Engineer's report. Report from Engineer deck. My lord, it grieves me to report the demise of 61% of the blessed machine spirits entrusted to my care. Reactors 2 and 3 acquired expedited burials, and the deck's crew held a vigil in their memory. The saboteurs have logged at least 11 breaches in the hull exterior, and at least 3 in the hull interior. With my lord's gracious permission, I will endeavor to save what can still be saved. The Omnisaya knows all, comprehends all. Hermitage Station Situation Report. Scouting Expedition Report. I don't know how they haven't gone crazy yet, sitting in the middle of this warp storm. There are around 1,000 people there, a few hundred outcasts and anchorites living permanently on the station, and the crew of a trading vessel that barely made it as far as the Hermitage and won't be departing ever again. It seems they spend whole days sitting under their crystal dome, praying, eating ration packs, and watching as reality loses its mind. They saw the Emperor will protect them against the coming tempest. Of course they do. He is the only thing they can trust in now. For them, there is nowhere else to turn. We offered them passage on our ship. Not one said yes. Mad, all of them. Let's continue. When the message came through the Voxnet, I struggled to hear it over the whispering of the angel in my ears. My honorable lord gave the order to... Come on, I think we can go deeper. Order to make the warp jump to the witch-cursed world. We are at the witch-cursed world, the place where we are doomed to perish. That is what the Emperor's angel told me, his voice almost impossible to bear. It bade me record every drop of sorrow. My chronicle will spread his word through the warp and sow terror in all who come to know of our dire voyage. So speaks the angel, and my own thoughts are so muddled that all I can do now is submit and bear witness. Persuasion succeeded. Thank you, Cassia. As soon as the ship exited the warp, thousands of crew members assembled into teams, launched into repairing the major areas of damage. The will of our fearless Lord Captain drove them, and in that moment I deeply envied their resolve. Thank you, Idira. It was an easy one. I left the astropathic choir bay and spent this jump in the navigator's sanctum. Though the number of casualties were high there, many managed to survive, including me. The losses and damage are enormous. They say there was a mutiny. The Master Helmsman reports one that the odds of surviving another jump forward are 0. The odds of successful jump backward are also 0. But 11, the second 0, is slightly less definitive. Internal systems are failing. I can see that. Cogitators are experiencing periodic failure. Stop it, my afraid, due failure. Which cursed world situation report? Engineer Avalier's report from Augur Station 12. We must not make planetfall. I know what I saw, and no. We must not set down on that planet. It is not because the wind could tear the hull off the landing shuttle in the blink of an eye, or because the temperature of the surface fluctuates between red-hot plasma and absolute zero. No, it's because planets do not have faces. But this one did. A vast face of jagged, plateaus eyes of fiery tornadoes, and a mouth made from a crater half a continent across. And I saw that face smiling at me. It saw me. It saw all of us. We must not make planet fall. Emperor, have mercy on us. Addendum. Engineer Avalier was executed 4 hours after submitting this report for fomenting panic among the crew. Good. Incident report. The picked chronicle recorded by the eyes of the servo skulls made my heart stutter. In horror, I watched as a crewman, who seemed perfectly healthy, struggled against the shackles pinning him to an operating table, and a group of doctors, whispering excitingly among themselves, drew out their steel surgical instruments and eagerly began cutting into his flesh. I cried out as I watched incensiers burning holy incense and chanting the prayer to waken the plasma generator's machine spirit. A young acolyte, his heart wavering, accidentally disrupted the liturgy, releasing the motive force into the power circuit before it was time, and my poor eyes were blinded by the white light of the explosion. After that, I was silent, for that was the only way I could continue to watch. Technomats in dirty coveralls reverentially poured chalices of blood onto the base of a macabre tree, a weapon pointed upward, its supports outspread like branches, and hanging from them like ripe fruit were the bodies of the base officers. After tossing aside his discharged lasgun, a priest brought his fingers to his bleeding ears, and then daubed these crimson words on the bulkhead. Don't listen to him. He is no angel. Who was he talking to? Me? Scarlet roses, their buds bleeding, were growing through the bulkheads, which were covered with patches of rot. Crew members in black uniforms incinerated them with flame throwers, whipping back tears and roaring with maniacal laughter. A string of people silently entered an airlock, above which was written Hangar C-11-2, and were lost to the darkness. As the deputy Carto artifacts, I know the ship's layout well. There has never been a Hangar C-11-2. The unknown has touched our vessel. It has taken root in it, and now we are all in the clutches of the Immaterium. Navigational forecast. Report from Navigator's Sanctum. Lord Captain, the crew of the Navigator's Sanctum have virtually lost the light of the Astromicon. Our only hope is to retrace our steerers both in our thoughts and in our pain. Save us, or lead us to our death. We will follow you, no matter what. Report from the ship's confessor. We can't go back anymore. Master reports. Stop. The rousing speech from the Lord Captain, which was broadcast over the box system, inspired the crew, We promptly broke into teams to repair the primary systems. The volunteers all departed, were later loaded in prayer. Over the static and the howling of the unholy warp, spirits that had infiltrated our Vox system, we heard the voice of our Lord Captain, who ordered us to... Okay, I don't know if I can make it, but let's try. Seven has nothing to lose. Make the warp jump to Port Wonder. The senior officers from all decks gave a general report to my blessed Lord Captain. According to the assessments of all the ship's services, the chances of a favorable outcome of a jump to Port Wonder were 0. On behalf of the entire crew, they declared that serving under our glorious commander had been an honor, and if it was his will, they were ready to forge onward and meet their death. Glory to Oz von Valentius and its violent servants, who were all prepared to die that very hour. And then the Lord Captain bade us... I think when you die and the run ends. So let's... I guess we are going to praise the Emperor, for we were going home. Report from Navigator's Sanctum. Lord Captain, a warp jump to the Hermitage cannot be calculated. We cannot detect its shadow within the sacred radiance of the Astronomican. The warp storms are obstructing everything. We think our only chance is to make a longer jump to Footfall. Our chances of survival are low, but not non-existent. Emperor, preserve us. Our path became clear. Footfall was our destination. The warp jump is complete. We are still ourselves, and we are alive. Although only a tenth of those who set out on this expedition remains, but we have seen everything, and now nothing can dent the crew's spirit. I cannot say the same for my own. The left side was engulfed in a terrible fire, threatening to undermine the main caliber arsenal chambers. Thank you, Jay. Coercion test succeeded. Holding tighter to their faith, the crew members responded as one to the harsh voice of our illustrious Lord Captain and rushed to save what remained of the vessel. The angel no longer speaks to me, and a strange emptiness has settled within my soul. Carrying this deficiency inside me is unbearable. Here ends my chronicle, and my duty has been fulfilled. I will append a report about the sorry state of the ship after I go to the agencies to request voluntary servitorization. The Emperor protects. Ship status report. Report from Navigator's Sanctum. The warp is a sly and insidious beast, Lord Captain. We are ready to acknowledge that now. It was pleased that we admitted our defeat. That is why it let us come back. And we believe there can be only one reason for that. An even worse fate awaits us here. Master Steward's report. Crew losses 87%. Due to the death of the acting transmechanic on the engineer deck, I am reporting that the damage to the ship is widespread and all-encompassing. We are running diagnostics now. Thanks to the ship's compressor reading extracts from the code of punishment over the Vox system, the emergency repairs were completed much sooner, and the ship's critical nodes saved. Good. Report on crew morale. Report from Deck 1, Senior Officer found. We are voicemen, sir. We know we will die long before we ever get the chance to soil ourselves in our sickbed. We know our trade. We conquer the void, discover stars, ship freight, and plunder forgotten planets. And we die. We die in ways so horrible that most people can't even imagine such a death. Well, we've gone to a place others fear to even think about, and we have come back from there along with our Lord Captain. Next time the warp tries to play its game, we will tell it, what else do you have to throw at us? Report on Reactorium incident. Master Helmsman's report. I would be willing to swear that Generator 6 power circuit unit was switched off when we began the warp jump. There were cracks in the casing. The enclosure was damaged. We will never start up that piece of junk. It would have blown in seconds, and I have no idea how it switched itself on. No one from the crew touched it. When the last generator failed, the energy supplied should have been cut off, but number 6 continued to run. It dragged us along for 28 minutes. 18 minutes. Even though it should have exploded after 18 milliseconds. I don't know how that happened. The Emperor protects. So, did we want something? Let me check. Could be right. I don't see it. Through the warp and the stars. Maybe, yeah, the flagship suffers minus 15% less damage during the warp encounters. Okay. Not crazy, but I will take it. Let me check the damage. Yeah, the damage are bad. I guess I'm going to remove this. Let's repair. Okay, this is okay. And now it's time to go to Dargonis, I think. Yeah, we have the siege to do, but we will do that in another episode, I think. And we have Death and Tithes. Prefect Vulture and Marshal Stretch entreat the Rogue Trader once more, but this time it concerns the most closely guarded secret of the Cronus Expanse. The Rogue Trader has received an invitation from Marshal Stretch asking him to visit the Administratum Palace of Dargonis at the earliest opportunity. Okay. I think this is it. And we can go... let's check Dargonis, I guess. Yeah. What's happening?
Shireen, I've been waiting for you. Hurry up, the water is hot, like the fire in a longing heart.
Jay is reclining in the bathtub with such an air of nonchalance that one would think you were the one intruding in her private bathroom. The bottle next to the bath gleams red in the glow of the candles. We're not going to ask what is going on, we know what is going on. Let's join Jay.
Isn't it divine? Why didn't we do this sooner?
The water is scalding, but only at first. The heat drives the weariness from your body and the worries and thoughts of yesterday from your head. You feel a touch under the water. Jay, smiling alluringly, twists a lock of hair around her finger. Okay, let me see what I can say. How about some amasek?
Let us praise the Exalted One as we drink. He who sees into the depths of our hearts and sends us that which we never thought to dream of. but which we need more than anything.
As she passes you the bottle, Jay's fingers close over yours. It seems you have dealt with the worries that were troubling you.
I have risen from the ashes of my past, Sherim. I thought a lot about who I used to be and who I've become, and I realized that Jai Hedari is more than just a name. It is the life I've dreamt of since I was a child, the life I've managed to carve out of the cosmos for myself. It used to be a mask, but now it is simply me, and I have nothing to be ashamed of. And it is thanks to you, Sherim. You did not cast me aside, and I have stopped asking myself if I am worthy of you. I am worthy, and I know it.
Her voice is calm and resolute, full of unshakable self-assurance, and at the same time, tremulous tenderness. It washes over you in a gentle caress. What do you think lies ahead for us?
On Ifrit, they say that if you want to know the future, you must turn your gaze to the past, for the Exalted One wove time in a loop. I heard a story, a wonderful story, about an adventurer and thief. She stole happiness from the universe, and alone she enjoyed the sweetness of that ripe fruit. But can anyone be happy alone? They cannot. And so the thief shared her trophy with a rogue trader whose beautiful face matched their beautiful heart.
He has a horrible face.
And together they feasted on their stolen happiness. They built castles, they conquered worlds, they loved one another. Oh, how they loved one another. They burned and were reborn in that love. And then, I don't remember how the story ends. What ending awaited them, do you think?
Her velvety voice lulls you into a trance. What will Severin say? What would Severin say? Maybe you tell me, Sharon. But let's go with one, I think. Riches, glory, and long life.
Riches and glory. A beautiful ending. It's what I've always dreamt of. It's who I've always dreamt of.
Opening her eyes, Jay looks at you meaningfully. So, who are you now? A princess? A crime baron? A deserter?
I am your beloved. Today, that is enough for me. But tomorrow, we'll see.
Casting a pensive look at you, Jay responds without smiling.
Do you remember what you said in Kimura? That you didn't care where I came from because I would die with as much honor as anyone else. I think that was when I realized the power I had over my own life. And that I have never been able to shape myself to fit a particular mold. That is also true. I have always shaped the mold to fit me. Do you remember what you said when you learned the truth about my past? You said I hadn't changed in your eyes. I think that is when I realized the power I had over my own life. And then you ordered Mercy to stop seeing me as a little girl who needed him. You might be the first person who's ever done that for me. Who hasn't tried to change me on the pretext of loving me. Who doesn't expect me to conform to the idea of me they've built in their head. And so I've thought about it. I've decided I can't trust you. It's very dangerous, trusting another person with yourself. But somehow I know you won't take advantage of my vulnerability.
Are you sure? Closing her eyes, she says something in a language you do not understand, and a radiant smile comes to her lips. I'm not sure. Okay, let's try with two. Let's try two. Hamaesa, Leka, Ronka.
It doesn't really happen like that. It's all one long dream, but I refuse to let myself wake up. After this, I have no need for real life.
Pressing her whole body close to you and closing her eyes, Jay gives you a lingering kiss and whispers, "Let's beckon Jay with our finger. Come here." Flames kindle in her huge dark eyes. They are the flames of bonfires roaring in the night, the torches of a hunting cavalcade, the raging inferno of a Promethean fire. The flames draw close to you, their burning tongues latching onto you, coiling around your body. The name of this ritual's blaze is Jay Aidari. Yeah, I guess this is something Severin can enjoy. Oh, nice one. And it's called The Flame. Nice. True love. Only in a video game. Okay, let's visit Dagones again. Let's see. Administratum. Okay, and we need to bring Solomon. I think this is a team I like. Elliot is not with us anymore, so I think I'm going to bring Cassia for perception, I guess. Let's go with this team. Okay. Let me see. Malfunction in waiting hall. Expected outcome. Replacement of operation servitor. Okay. Greeting, Lord Captain. They don't have a name, so they are not important.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Arbitrator. Okay, mercenary, alpha, beta, delta, zeta. The towering piles of papers and endless shelves, heaving with ledgers, evoke special reverence for the laws of the God Emperor in the hearts of the servants of the Adeptus Administratum. Marshal Thrash regards the prefect with an implacable expression. Out of the question. I will only speak about resolving this situation with the rogue trader directly. No intermediaries. As she speaks, Prefect Vulture's augmented hands constantly fidget with a tattered piece of paper that may have once been a report. But for how much longer might we have to wait for the rogue trader? 10 turns? 30? Thrice that? Time is an invaluable commodity, and we currently have none, esteemed Marshal. Not to mention that Decree RP 84289 explicitly states she stops abruptly when she sees you. The Marshal raises his chin. Rogue Trader, the Adeptus Arbites request your immediate cooperation. The sacred tithe collected from the Cronus expense is in danger, and you are the only one who can negate this threat. Really? I'm not a tax collector. Okay, if you don't know, Imperial Tithe, a tax imposed on virtually every planet in the Imperium, which is collected by the Administratum under the watchful eye of the Adeptus Arbites, not the Rogue Trader. Why me specifically? If this is so important, you should ask the Inquisition. Do that. The Inquisition's resources are not limitless, nor is this within their jurisdiction. The matter is delicate, however, and calls for the utmost secrecy. It is also intimately related to your dynasty and its ancient covenant with the Adeptus Arbites. We indeed require your personal assistance. What danger are you referring to, Marshal? All of the expanse is ablaze, Rogue Trader. This state of disorder jeopardizes a critical strategic location, the planet Litus, a clandestine world provided by Theodora von Barlancius for the purpose of storing the tithe collecting from the worlds of the Cronus expanse. Thrash cheek twitches. At present, the planet is overflowing with the sacred tribute amassed over the course of decades. After we lost contact with every single ship sent through the Maw in recent years, the decision was made to cease all attempts to transport the tithe out of the expanse until the route is once more secure. It was for just such periods of the Maw's impassability that the storage world of Litus was devised. The raspy voice of the prefect cuts across the Marshal's speech. If I may provide certain details, as per regulations prior to being sent to this temporary depot, all tithe shipments were first brought to Dargonus. These deliveries were made using barges crewed by servitors, with the only people on board with the privilege of autonomous behavior being key officers and an arbitrator escort. In other words, the location of both the system and the planet was strictly classified. A special pact was made with the Navigator House. Even I was not entrusted with the coordinates. The Navis nobility, if you don't know, an ancient organization of noble mutant families whose genes allow them to safely guide warp-capable void ships through the Immaterium. The Marshal looks straight at you. Given the scarcity of our resources, absolute secrecy is Litus' main line of defense. However, we are detecting increased activity near the storage world's location. I do not want to do this, but I am quite plainly forced to ask you for your help. Go to Litus and organize the extraction of the Imperial tithe to Dargonus for further safekeeping. Okay. I like 4, but let's ask something else first. Nod toward the strangers in the room. Who are these people? They do not look like administratum clerks. The prefect looks at them and snaps her fingers. The fighters immediately make the sign of the Aquila. These are my bodyguards, members of the Fangs of the Expanse. They are here to demonstrate my willingness to offer the Adeptus Arbites whatever cooperation I can. Who are the Fangs of the Expanse? Mercenaries. The Marshal spits the word out in disgust. Vulture Tithe. Gegoras, you know we need every fighter we can get these days. We have precious few people at your... You have precious few people at your disposal, and every year fewer still remain. The Adeptus Administratum regulations do not prohibit the employment of hired force. She meets the Marshal's fierce gaze with calm composure. Increased activity. In other words, someone is very interested in locating a world brimming with tithe and is close to succeeding. The Marshal draws a sharp breath. Impossible. That would mean that someone commanding vast resources and influence knows of its existence. We have no evidence that could support this conjecture. Considering the current state of the Cornus Expanse, with pirates and Xenos roaming where they please, it is far more likely that the storage world will be discovered by accident. Okay? The hastiness of the Marshal's rejection of your theory is the best proof that he himself considers a deliberate search to be a plausible explanation, but it seems he's unwilling to admit it, even to himself. Fool. Okay. I don't like one. What can you tell me about Litus? I do not recall seeing it on any star charts. A fringe world of no value to the Imperium, by order of Lady Theodora. It was stricken from all astrogational data. The Marshal grimly works his jaw as he looks away. Its security was considered beyond doubt, until now. Are you telling me that the tithe from the entire Cornus Expanse is being hoarded on Litus? Just how much are we talking about, exactly? The Marshal sighs in anguish, enough to instantly turn anyone who captured it into a force more intimidating than the Casbalica Shadow Barons. A tempting prize, as you can see, indeed. To save an unimaginable treasure hoard, just as a change of pace, why not? If you were to offer us a modest share of the cargo, we would be... Jay catches the Marshal's icy glare. Outraged, we require no compensation at all, for we operate solely for the good of the Imperium. Okay, let's go with one. I'm curious. I want to see their reaction. I must remind you, to my embarrassment, that Dargonis was gutted by Xenos not long ago. And I hope that you have since drawn some conclusions about the importance of guarding your key worlds. The entire expanse is on fire. Your capital remains the safest place in Cornus. The prefect attempts to speak, but the Marshal presses on, enunciating each word, and this is not open to discussion. Theodora had a whole secret planet in her possession, and yet no one cared to inform me. The prefect clasps her hands. Lady Theodora was fond of secrets, and good at keeping them. You inherited those secrets when you ascended her throne, but there are so many of them that apprising you of them all will be an impossible task, as is determining the scope of your knowledge. To be honest, this is the first time I am hearing of this planet as well. Litus must have been one of those secrets whose details only a select few are privy to, and even fewer among those few were get to live once their purpose was being fulfilled. Why can't you export the tithe yourselves? That is an acceptable option, one with which we are prepared to proceed. I'm not sure this is a good idea. The Adeptus Administratum has requisitioned mercenary troops on the highest caliber. Under extreme circumstances, the Lex Imperialis permits out of the question. There is steely ringing in Strash's voice. In the Cronus Expanse, there exists a strict separation of authority between the Adeptus Arbites and the Administratum, as certified by the Von Valancius dynasty and formalized in the Lex Targonis. Transporting the tithe to and from Litus and maintaining its security is the duty of the Adeptus Arbites, aside from the head of the dynasty. Only we have the right to set foot on Litus or to know its coordinates. Such is the word of the law. The Marshal turns again to look at you. There is another reason. Under the present circumstances, only you can provide the necessary level of security for the Imperium's property stored on your world. The Arbites are too few, and our forces are stretched too thin, as we must see to the stability of tithe deliveries from other worlds, and prevent any attempts to disrupt said stability. Thus, we are humbly asking you to help us. Yeah, let's go with one. This must be resolved without delay. I will go there at once. The Marshal nods. I will have the coordinates and passwords transferred to you. They are for your eyes only. Once you have arrived at the location, you are to oversee the tithe transportation to Dargonus. We will meet the barges here, and then redirect them to secure vaults. I must ask you to hurry, your lordship, before all is lost. The prefect bows. Okay. Sacred Scroll, the 1005 Admonitions of Master of Inventory, Avasilius, to the Adepts of the Administratum. Okay, Strash. Okay, Mercenary Gamma, Epsilon, okay. I guess it's time to go.
Intriguing.
Where is it? Where do we need to go? Stars of Marcianus. To secure the tithe collected from the entire Cornus Expanse, the rogue trader must go to Litus, a hidden world bursting with unimaginable wealth. I guess stealing it would be a bad idea. Okay, it's very close. Well, let's go there then. And here we go. Chart new routes. Okay. Let's visit the place. Okay. Maybe space dust first. Okay. It looks like a burning world. I could be wrong, but looks like it. Okay, dead world. Okay, I don't need this. I could use this. I'm not going to collect it. Okay, let's go. Okay, storage sector LZ3107. Lord Captain, we are now in Lichus orbit. The ship has successfully exchanged access codes with the Adeptus Arbites outpost, but the landing pad is unavailable. The shuttle pilot is already calculating the closest possible landing point awaiting. The Voxcast is interrupted by a crackle that turns into a ragged ultrasonic hum. A moment later, the connection returns to normal. What was that just now? There appears to have been an intrusion into the data stream, one that was executed using the Dynasty's secret codes. I can only assume that we have encountered an additional security measure installed by Lady Theodora. Okay, send the tech priest to determine the cause of the malfunction immediately. The investigation is already underway, Lord Captain. The incident did not affect the security of our Voxcast. It seemed more akin to reciprocal auger scanning. Why is the landing pad unavailable? The augers are detecting foreign objects in the way, possibly cargo containers. I am ready to descend to the surface. I guess I'm going to... Yeah, we are going to play with Cassia during this episode. Litus. Okay. So this is new for me. The container is tightly sealed on all sides. Something is scratched on the lid. 5 tons of the finest
By the Exalted One, how many treasures lie hidden in this maze? There is only one way to find out.
True.
For you, there is only one way indeed. By looking with both your hands where I could see them, while standing at a respectful distance from the sacred tithe.
Powers unseen, uncover my path.
A cache with goods stolen from the containers. You spot a pile of blackened jewelry in the dirt nearby, likely thrown out of the crate to make room for provisions and weapons. Good. Okay, advanced Adeptus Arbites shotgun. Okay, not bad.
Reports, the bane of an
Don't really
arbitrator's
remember what you
existence.
have.
At the end of
This
every
one is
mission,
really
I'm
good.
at the mercy of paperwork.
Okay, it's not a bad one. It's not a bad one, but is it better? I'm not sure. When the wielder parries an attack or hits 2 or more enemies with the shotgun's range area attack, they gain 1 attack until the start of their next turn. Does not stack. Yeah, I think... I don't know. Theoretically it's better, so I'm going to keep it.
The world will bow.
Okay. Medicaid.
Predictable.
A glittering object on the corpse's hand catches your eye, a string of silver prayer beads with the tarnished Adeptus Administratum symbol. The victim must have been buried alive in the middle of an inventory inspection.
I tread a path unexplored.
Who is that? More shadows from the riven sky? They are sure dressed nice. Hey, is that an arbitrator? Why would an arbitrator be here? They are all holed up in their outpost, and this bunch was crowed out of the dump. Waltz will deal with them. He can smell a fake. Move it. The captain will decide your fate.
Embrace true power.
No entry. Stay where I can see you. Okay. Tank. Captain Waltz. Do I take the oath now? I swear never to... Have you ever been under fire, soldier? No, Captain. Here is your oath, then. Go, stepchild of the Imperium, become bones in the foundation of the new truth. Okay.
Intriguing.
Weapons both old and new from a variety of worlds lie together in an incurrent pile as if jumbled by a child's hand. Every gap is filled with ammunition of different calibers. Okay? I can go there, okay?
Let's seize the opportunity.
Gilded ceremonial blades are tied with rough ropes to the spikes surrounding the encampment.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Death hymn. Whenever the wielder kills an enemy with this knife for the first time in a turn, they immediately use War Hymn, which does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Okay? What is it? Okay, grants okay, momentum based on Zeal stacks. Then the Ministrum priest gains thick stacks of Zeal. We don't have any priest. Don't know why. After a few moments, a gilded blade falls into your hands.
The world will bow.
Okay, I need a key, I guess. Check the goods. Whenever the wearer uses charge, tense, macabre, dash, or death from above, the wearer's damage is increased by 7 until the end of their turn. Stack up to 3 times. Okay. Could be good for... Yeah, he is not with us, so...
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Try this on Magi later on. Okay, let's talk then. Captain Waltz. A man steps forward. The Idius burns on his head, make it look like a bowl of molten wax. The pupil of one of his eyes is clouded, but the other eye is sharp and alert. I heard a shuttle, and here you are. Not a tithe, not clerks, but guests from the riven sky. The chance we have long been waiting for. These guardsmen refer to you as captain. I do not know by whom or with what right that rank was given to you, but it means nothing to me. Even every living tithe unit must be commanded by a sergeant. Where is yours? I need them to take us to the RBT's outpost. Our sergeant, we strung up our sergeant. Oh, this is not good. The RBTs gave him to us. They serve the riven sky, and nothing comes from the sky but evil. The guardsman's one eye studies your squad intently, as if calculating something. Solomon turns to you and comments in a flat voice. Murder of a superior officer, desertion of living tithe quarters, defamation of Adeptus Arbitis members, more than enough for a verdict. I guess one is still funny, but let me see what I can say. Bala, explain to this man at once how he will address me. Abela assumes a most stern expression and proclaims vociferously, "Guardsman, before you stands rogue trader Severan von Valentius, by the will of the Emperor, the ruler of millions of subjects, and the sovereign of many planets, Litus included. From now on, you will show his lordship proper deference and obey any order without question." The man scrutinizes you from top to bottom. Yes, I see. I see the crux of the matter. You are someone very important. Someone whose arrival can turn the tide. This is even more than I expected. Who are you? Self-proclaimed Captain Walls, a stepchild of the Imperium, as we all are here, a living tithe abandoned to his fate, and a Death World veteran who ended up among recruits by mistake. And you admit to murdering your commander so easily. Commander? No, the enemy. He was hiding the truth from us and prevented us from taking action. His death opened the way to freedom and made us realize that there is nothing up there. We are on our own. You had better explain immediately what the warp is going on here. Our illusions were shattered. The RBTs brought us here and left us to rot. For years, we waited for our chance to die heroically in the name of the Imperium, until we realized the Imperium is gone, and there is the riven sky. What is the riven sky? The guardsman chuckles. Don't try to fool me. We both know the truth. The riven sky is the abyss that has devoured everything outside. The primordial darkness. Sometimes the sky sends people, but they are imitations. Shadows wearing human skins. They don't know that they don't exist. But I see right through them. They come from the steel star with the scarlet overseeing eye, from your ruler's throne. You saw my shuttle arrive with your own eyes. Where do you think I came from? The riven sky. You children of the abyss like to toy with our minds. You keep bringing new garbage here and dumping it on our heads, all just to maintain the feeble facade of your lies. And you keep talking about a future that will never come. Enough. If the Imperium does not exist, then who feeds you? We break the containers open, and we get our own subsistence. At least the food we have here is real. Your minions, the RBTs, toss us some rations, but they aren't enough for the whole regiment. There are too many of us now. They should have hanged a few of your unauthorized families. You would have learned an important lesson in maintaining order without falling below your initial head count. Okay, I'm going to try one because I want to see what Waltz is going to say, but yeah, let's go. What makes you think there is no Imperium? The revolting semblance of a smile appears on his melted face. Look around you. Everything you see was the tithe, a sacred payment to the Imperium. And what became of it? Why did it never travel to other worlds as we had been promised? Why are we starving here instead of doing battle among the stars? Or we are going to fight, I think? Because there is nothing there, that's why. You are insane. That's what you emissaries of the Riven Sky always say, because you are afraid of one who knows the truth. What do you need so many soldiers for? Me? No. We need each other. Only together we can take on the Riven Sky and its emissaries. First we take out the RBTs, then we fly to the Steel Star in the sky. There we will strike down the false rulers and begin our restoration of the true Imperium. I need to get to the RBT's outpost. You're not going to let me go, right? Of course you do. Where else? I know the way. I dream of their little fortress at night, overwhelmed and aflame. The avenues of approach, the adjacent high grounds, the shelters, they are all burnt into my mind because of how often I think about that place. The stepchildren, and I will arrive there very soon. I will raise the bloodied head of the false law on a spike and destroy the illusion that the Riven Sky has any power left in it. Then the other guards units will join me, and our march toward the stars will begin. Oh no, first I will disembowel you in front of your guardsmen, then I would like to see what passes for the RBTs around here, and I will ask them this: why in the Void's name does Rabble dare to speak an arbitrators without anything other than terrified reverence? How many are there? I think maybe 15? Yeah, it's not very... They are not... Yeah, this is a small number. No matter your numbers, you will never take the RBT's outpost. I don't really care about... Let's go with one. No matter your numbers, you will never take the RBT's outpost. Yeah, I don't think you will. I can go with this one. The madman's face breaks into a smile. Ha, I'm sure that's what you think. You have one of the low dogs at your side. So you are their commander, emissary of the Riven Sky. With you as my hostage, the RBTs will open their gates to me without a fight. Take this one alive, stepchildren. We don't need the rest of them. Oh,
the absurdity of your struggle amuses me. I will take you down.
Okay. Cassia is first now, so yeah. Wolves. Okay. Start the battle. Abelard. Let me check. Okay. Yeah. Abelard. Abelard. I think you are going to go there. Solomon. Where can you go, Solomon? Gleito. Okay, Gleito. But he's after. Okay. So because he's after him, I think I'm going to go somewhere else. Yeah, there is just walls. So no. Can you start here? Okay, I'm going to try this. I'm not sure it's going to work. J. You are going to hide a little. This is okay. Abelard, yeah, this is a good place for you. Seran, doesn't matter. Idira. Your position matters a lot, I guess. Let's put you here. Whisper. Let's put you here. Okay. And Cassia. So you can go here, I guess. Let's go. Okay, long time to see Cassia. So what can you do now? The Grand Strategist chooses one of the combat tactics area for 1 round. The targeted area's bonuses are doubled. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to go. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with front line.
If I may.
Let's go with. Okay, this is good. It's 0 AP.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Okay. Okay, let's go with this one.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Okay. I can go with this one too. Let's go with Air of Authority, I guess. Do I need this? I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess let's go with this.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay. Okay. Let's go with this one.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may.
Okay, so. I think we are going to do this.
I need no guidance.
We're going to do
Ruin
this.
beckons.
I think I can jump over there. This is good. Okay, one to jump. Okay, I can't do much. So I'm going to do this.
Purpose guides me. I will triumph.
Okay, this is... Okay. Let's go with this one, I guess. Let's try not to die. Come on. This is too easy. Well, you're dead, man.
Destiny.
Oh, come on.
Death shall reign. I delight my masters with your death. What a satisfying demise. Death shall reign.
Yep. Okay. So I have to think about that. Two. I need to. Can I kill you in? How many do I have? Okay, 8 of them. This is crazy. So if this is 8, 8 of them. Okay, I just need 1, in fact. Okay. I think I can do this.
I need no guidance.
Okay.
One step of blood-soaked
This one?
tribute. Ruin and death shall reign.
Okay. I guess I can go this way too, so let's we do this? Why not?
Purpose guides me.
Okay, let's go back. Up. What is this? That was a ripoff. Okay.
I need no.
Solomon casts a grave look over the battlefield, then turns sharply to you. A change of tactics. We must cut off all the arrival points for their reinforcements. These those cables and counterweights. They are what's keeping the containers suspended. We get rid of the counterweights and the containers will fall and block the passages. Someone will have to climb into the semblance of a tank and open fire on these targets, while the rest activate the shell loading system using the cogitators and hold of the enemies. Choose who will man the tank. This is a task for a rogue trader, of course. Good luck. We won't let the enemy get through to you. Okay, and I don't finish my turn. Okay. That's okay. So, Cassia. Okay. Again. This game. Okay. And I am the tank. So this is not bad. Okay, this is okay. Okay. I can see this. So I think I need to go somewhere. Power up the tank. Okay, I don't have enough movement to do that, I think. So this is not going to cut it for now, at least. Guardsman. Okay. So let me see. Okay. Maybe Hydra could do something? Abelard or Abelard maybe? Okay, maybe Abelard. Let's go with this. Abelard, I'm going to give you this. I'm really hoping you will have enough movement to do something. Maybe not. You know what? I'm going to give it to Hydra. Why not?
In the name of House Orsenia, I shall prevail.
Let's go first with this.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
Let's pour out the tank. Okay, good. So next, what can we do now? She can... I like this. Okay. Okay, let's move. Let's relocate first.
Damn! What was the command again? All right.
Let's go with this, I guess.
But of course.
Okay. Let's go with this.
Was that you? Or
Okay. Let's go with strategic adaptation. And let's do some assault.
On it. Their voices will join my whispering choir.
Okay. So you can't. What can you do? Who is next? This guy is next.
Will do. What an unfortunate turn
not
of
anymore.
fate.
Okay. Who is next? Who are you? Oh, I can target you. Okay, good.
Anything else?
Let's get to it!
Okay. I can kill someone? Yeah, I can. I mean, I'm going to kill you.
What a mess!
Whoa. Okay. Well, I mean, let's do this.
Will do.
Still alive, still alive. I'm not going to push it. Oh my. I mean, I can't do much. Okay, so who is next? Okay, this is good. Okay, that's enough. Now, Cassia. What can you do, Cassia? Zone of fear. It doesn't really matter. I think, Cassia, you are going to go there. Okay, I see someone over there. I don't like that. So maybe you are going there,
Step
Cassia.
aside. The navigator is coming.
Okay. Oh, can't do much. Okay. Okay. Point of curiosity, I guess. No, maybe not. Doesn't really matter. Okay, let's go with mend reality.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
And again.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Okay, you're dead. Zone of fear.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
not dead. Okay, they are moving.
Let's make it quick. Let's get to it.
Oh, this is good, but yeah. Gee, you are here. You can do that, it doesn't really matter. You can revive the burn, so... Sorry. Oh, and I can shoot twice, so this is perfect. Oh. Okay, let me see. I'm not touching her. Okay. Well, the dog is going to take a hit, but I'm good with it. Let's go.
Not an excuse to just one's duty.
Nice one. What can I do? I can do nothing else. Solomon. Okay, let's revive the dog. Which one is it? It's this one? Nope. Reactivate, okay. Let's go. Okay. Advanced tracking.
Glato, we're undertaking this task.
Let's okay, who is next? Always the same question, but yeah. Well, you are going to die, man. Okay. I can shoot you, but I'm going to use this one, I think. Okay, this is good.
Yes.
Nice one.
It won't take long.
Let's go. Okay.
The guilty will fall.
Okay. I can
Understood.
Load. I can shoot at you. Yes, it's not a lot. 80%, come on. Let me see. Okay, that's okay. Oh, that's okay. Let's go with this, I guess. 37.
Accepted.
Not bad.
Understood.
Okay, bite. Okay. Overseer chooses an enemy in the line of sight within 5 cells of the Cyber Mastiff. It can't work on. It can't work, but I'm going to read it anyway. Cyber Mastiff immediately dashes to that enemy and performs a special attack. The target suffers double random damage and must pass a toughness resistance test with a minus 55 penalty or fall prone for 1 round. Okay. I can do this. I can dash. It's not going to work. Protect, concentrate fire. Don't like that. No. Okay. Consolidation, don't like that. I guess I could use this. I'm not going to use it. Maybe I should. It's not going to work. Let's go with this.
It won't take long.
Yep.
The order is clear.
Okay. And we are good to go.
Accepted.
Gee, Okay, this is your turn. I think we are going to play with Abelard this time. Or are we? No, you're going to move. Let's go.
A moving
this way
target
first.
lives longer.
We are reloading. Okay.
Am I getting paid for this?
Abelard.
I can do that with the right incentive.
2, 1. Brace for impact. I don't need this, right? Maybe let's go
I
with the
will do
reckless
my duty.
and say hello.
Grey hair, reduced to dust.
Good. Okay. I think you are... No, you are not going to die, so I need to kill you. But this is not... Okay, it doesn't really matter. Let's continue.
Victory is imminent.
Okay. Let's go. G. Can you target this guy? You can. Let's go with this. 50. I don't like your odds. So inspire maybe? No. No. Okay, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to do this.
I know what I'm doing, usually.
Okay. Let's go with a toxic burst. 5%, it's stupid to do that then. Okay, I guess I'm going to do this. I can't? Come on. $37, okay. Let's try this. In your cover, maybe? This is not cover. Okay, let me try something. Can I do this? No, I can't. Okay. Do this.
You've got a problem? I've got a
Pain
prize.
and duty go hand in hand. Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Okay, I'm going to do this and then I don't know. Maybe not. And J. I'm going to shoot at this, even if I can't. I can't do nothing. Let's try. Yeah. Not bad. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, they keep coming.
Out
Okay.
of my way.
Gotcha. Okay. So, okay, we can give a turn to the tank. Okay, give a turn to Hydra, so let's go with this. Okay, can I do this? No, you're too far. Too far for... Oh, you're not too far for this, okay. Doesn't really matter, but... Resolve. Yeah, you're too far for this. Master Tactician marks an enemy if that enemy is killed by one of the Master Tactician allies before the beginning of the Master Tactician next turn. That ally gains momentum +5 to all characteristics until the end of combat. I'm going to do this. Okay, let's go.
I hold all the cards.
Okay, let's revive the bird. Let's reactivate.
You're not going to fall to pieces, are you, Rust Bucket?
Okay. Not bad. Okay. Let's move. Okay, you can power up. Do I need to power up the tank? No, I think this is done, right? If I do this... Come on. Can I do this without arming the bird? Man, come on. Okay, I'm going to change. Okay, I'm going to relocate, man. Let's relocate the bird.
Let's see what you can do.
And let's cry. Not bad.
Anything else?
Okay. Jira. We can do this. I can do a lot.
On it. Be gone.
This one. Okay. I'm going to stop over there, I think. I can do this with, yeah, Solomon.
Don't get too cocky.
And this is Master Protection suffers direct damage equal to 20% of maximum wounds, gains, resolves tactical advantage, and reset the cooldown of each minion Inspire and Stronghold. I'm going to wait for this. Yeah. Okay.
Let's make it quick. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Okay, let's get to it. This is good. Nice one. Okay, this is okay. Well, this is it was nice. Let's power up the tank again. Let's do an assault. Okay.
Let's get to it.
Well, well, well. I'm not going to move. I'm okay. I'm okay. Could do this.
None will stop this. What a mess!
Let's make it
Yeah.
quick.
She's killing everyone. Why not? Can I target this? My psychic is not going to work, right? So let's continue. Wow. Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Okay, I'm going to pass my turn because I don't like the turn order. That's okay. Can I do this? No, I can't.
Was that you?
Okay.
Or quiet whispers. It's my turn, and I'm gonna control it myself.
Okay. Let's do this.
Anything else?
She is on a roll. Yeah, keep coming.
Let's get to it.
Okay. Big boom, bada boom. Last one. That was clean.
Embrace true power.
Okay, I think this can always add to cargo, I guess. Always add to cargo. And always add to cargo, I guess, no? Yeah.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Okay, let's wait a little. Yeah, let's continue. Shield of Unfaltering Will. The wielder's successful attacks of opportunity inflicts immobilize on the target. Shields allow the wielder to block attacks, yeah, as any shield. So it's not crazy. Melted charge, okay. Nothing crazy.
Intriguing.
Okay, I think I have collected everything. So let's open. Okay, this is a new path. This is the only path, I think. Let's continue.
Let us see what I found.
Let's disarm this.
Assignment completed.
Okay, old key. Okay, nice.
Let's seize the opportunity.
A corpse with the insignia of an Imperial Guard Vox operator. His battered knuckles and horrific injuries indicate that this man went down fighting. Okay, enhance radio signal. Okay, I'm not going to use this one. For the dog, Cyber Mastiff gains 25 weapon skill, its maximum wounds are increased by 50% and it deals 300% more damage. While in battle mode standby, the Cyber Mastiff critical hit chance is increased by something based on the Overseer Fellowship bonus, and its critical hit inflicts 4 levels of bleeding. Okay, I need to check this. Let's read this. Lost Vox. The Vox plays the log of the most recent messages. 353 Company. Come in. This is Private Wilger. I've lost my unit. I've been wandering in this infernal cargo maze for 5 full days now, requesting assistance. I've run out of rations. I am hungry as a dog. I feel like eating the sling of my last gun. I can see smoke, probably some kind of camp, but I don't see a path to get there. I will try to cycle around. Wilger out. This is Private Wilger coming. I've lost sight of the smoke. Can't tell where I am now. I didn't find a container packed with delicacies, though. Something called raw, which seems to be eggs from actual genuine fish. All in scent capsules, vacuum sealed. There is enough food for a whole company here. Maybe that will get you to respond? Wilger out. It's Wilger, come in. It's been a week, respond, anybody. I ate it. I ate raw. Well,
I tread a path unexplored.
okay. Let me see, I don't want to miss something, so I just want to be sure that I can go there. I can't, right? No, I can't. Let's continue.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Arbitrator, stand by, stand ready. Proctor RT-091. We have important visitors. Indeed you have. Proctor Adriana Yeager, Outpost TM255. Greetings, Rogue Trader. The woman hailing you could hardly be called ancient. But it seems her life has been arduous enough to turn her hair grey, well before its time. Yeager, so it is under your watch that the living tithe has fallen into heresy. You have the men and the weapons, yet the sector in your charge is an utter mess. Such poor stewardship of the sacred tribute borders on treason. We do not have enough resources to... Pathetic excuses. It seems the rust is eating away not only at the containers, but at the arbitrators as well. My report to the Marshal will outline your incompetence. Pray you get off with just a demotion. Why is your landing pad blocked? I formally apologize for this on behalf of the Adeptus Arbites. We have been forced to stockpile shipments of weapons and explosives within the walls of the outpost to keep the living tithe from getting to them. I was attacked by guardsmen. Throne's blood, more losses among the living tithe. The arbitrator rubs a temple wearily. I almost got killed and you are worried about the damage to your tithe? The damage to the tithe is real, while your death remains in the realm of speculation. I ask that you not forget whom you are addressing, Mistress Yeager. Be mindful of your words. Do not confuse my responsibilities with yours. My duty is to guard the tithe, not ingratiate myself with people of higher standing. Okay, let me see what I can say. I don't really care about her, so why have you not dealt with the insurgents? They nearly stole a tank. The tithe is taking damage, I am aware of that. However, we cannot afford an operation to capture and eliminate the insurgents. That would cause losses among the arbitrators, which would be catastrophic in our current situation. We barely have enough people to stand watch and man the planetary defense weaponry. So where do you suppose that leaves container loading systems? We are forced to keep order only where we can. For the time being, cargo loss is still within the administratum regulated norm of deterioration. In other words, you are sitting on your hands. We both were trained in punitive tactics, but you are the one who doesn't have the brains to apply them without compromising the mission. I think I'm going to go with one now. Are you able to speculate how likely the following development is to occur? The rogue trader sends the insolent laywoman to the most throne-forsaken planet there is, where she will guard the dust at her feet for the remainder of her life in solitude. Considering the necessity of the Adeptus Arbites maintaining its alliance with your dynasty, the Marshal may well give his assent to such a penalty. Yeager bows her head. This insolent laywoman has fully earned her punishment, and will be watching her mouth from now on. This world clearly has problems. It is about time someone fixed them. Then let us Then let us not waste time and move on to the purpose of your inspection. The authenticity of the Administratum and Adeptus Arbitis authorizations has been verified upon your vessel's identification. I am aware that this is not a social visit. Speak plainly. Why have the head of the dynasty come here in person? The Marshal has ordered the tithe to be transported to Dargonis. Start loading the barges. The eager lifts her gaze to the fall skies of Litus. So that's how it is. After so many years, understood, Rogue Trader. We'll begin loading immediately. What was that? Lord Captain, the shuttle pilot reports that due to the loading activity, it is no longer possible to keep the shuttle on Litus' surface. There is a risk of collision with the cargo handling mechanisms. The shuttle will remain in orbit until it can safely land at the Arbitis outpost and take you aboard. I apologize for the inconvenience, Rogue Trader. If it's any consolation, the loading process is nearly complete, and only a few formalities remain. In particular, we need the tithe inventory. The clerk's Tertius cart has it. As much as it offends me, I must ask you to return him to the outpost. That said, retrieving the inventory without the clerk will also suffice. So I can kill him. Okay. Sending the Rogue Trader on errands. The nerve of this woman. But that's the only thing we do. Errands. Let's go with one. Why don't you go fetch him yourself? All arbitrators are busy remotely monitoring the transport protocol. No one leaves the outpost alone, which means we would have to form a unit, and that in turn means the loading process would stop. Believe me, I would never have asked a Rogue Trader to run an errand for me, but I am doing my best to streamline the process. Remarkable ineptitude, Jaeger. I will assist you, but only because I want to get off this dump of a planet as soon as possible. The section that Cart is currently taking inventory of is not far from here. We have blocked the passage so that the living tithe does not bother the scribes. I will clear the way for you now. She gives the data slate a few quick swipes with her fingers. Is there anything else I need to know about the clerk? Hardly, but I can give a brief resume. Like other scribes, Cart was personally selected by the prefect to maintain the inventory. He is meticulous, efficient, and incredibly committed. I saw him on several occasions, and he was always immersed in his work. Eager frowns slightly, perhaps even obsessively so. I wanted to ask you about something else. I'm not sure I want, but let's go with this. I'm listening, Rogue Trader. How do you keep the tithe safe with such a small force at your disposal? The first line of defense is secrecy. No one knows the coordinates of this world except the Marshal. And now you. The second is the automated defenses and the communication systems between the warehouses. Each arbitrator is responsible for their own sector and keeps it secure. There is also the last line of defense. It was provided to us by Theodora von Balanchus at the request of the Adeptus Arbitis. The bowels of Litus are packed with cyclonic bombs, manufactured to special order on Kiavagama. In the event of the imminent loss of the world to enemy attack, we will trigger the Oblivion Directive and completely annihilate the planet. The tithe is paramount. It cannot be allowed to fall into the wrong hands, and we are willing to go down with it to prevent that from happening. I know, Shireen. I find myself questioning two things in this life. Whether arbitrators understand what secrecy means, and whether one can consider it is a good idea to be walking around on a planet packed with a gigaton of explosives. Giger, how long have you been here? I don't care. For many years, Rock Trader. When I first set foot on Lichus, my air was like a raven's wing. And there was a stupid certainty in my head that I would be here for a dozen cycles at most. Thankfully, Lichus has beaten the rotten habit of hoping and making plans out of me, and taught me patience and humility instead. So something you were supposed to learn in the Schola Progenium. I can't stand Solomon. Collecting the tithe is meaningless, to say nothing of stockpiling it. The maw is closed, and there is no telling when it might reopen. It would have been better if the tithe hadn't been collected at all. I like this one. Something resembling anger sparks in our lifeless eyes. Tithe collection is a sacred pillar and a sign that the dominion of the Imperium is strong. Without it, worlds would think that they were free of all obligations and use the resources of their own for their own needs. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a bad idea. Would they feel compelled to pay the tithe after the maw reopened? Of course not. There would be unrest, riots, disorder. This is why it is important to collect the tithe at all times, regardless of circumstance. I must take my leave. The proctor gives an uncertain nod. Find the tithe inventory. The tithe cannot be extracted without a detailed inventory. This document is held by the clerk Tertius Quart, who should be somewhere in the near vicinity of the outpost. Okay. Okay.
Embrace true power.
What is it? Did I forget something? No, I don't think I have. Open the latch.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Not a problem for a proctor.
Okay, so maybe... I'm not sure where to go first. Let's go back over there. Yeah, let's go over there first.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Let's inspect everything.
And done.
Okay, warrior armor. While the wearer has less than 100% wounds, their coercion is increased by 25 and critical damage by 25%. Base armor property plus 11 armor could be good for this one, Solomon. Scoped shotgun. This weapon has an additional single target attack that deals double damage and pushes the target 5 cells away. For this attack, the minimal firing range is 2 cells and the effective range is increased by 5. Okay, could be good too. Okay, let me see. Is it 2 hand? Okay. Okay, this one is not crazy, so I think I'm going to use this one. Okay. Is it better for you? Well, Yeah, this one is better for sure. Yeah. And this one is not. I think I need I need the reloading with 0 AP. So let's continue. The weapons are arranged in a strict order, in vivid contrast to the haphazardly aligned walls of containers just beyond the outpost.
Let's seize the opportunity.
I don't think you can go there. Decayed books rest on the gilded pedestal. The plaque underneath bears the half-faded letters of an inscription in High Gothic, Lex Imperialis, Volume 964, Addendum 33b. Neat stacks of papers and diagrams, their meaning obscured by codes and ciphers.
I tread a path unexplored.
Okay, what are you doing? He is floating in the air. Okay. Okay, nothing to see over there, I think, anymore. Let's continue. Yeah. Go this way. Wait. The papers are covered in cramped handwriting. When you stop to examine it more closely, it turns out to be a single endless string of numbers.
Intriguing.
Okay. So I need to, yeah, I did use a grenade, I think, earlier, with maybe Solomon, I think, yeah. Let's replace it, the crack one. Yeah, let's go with this one.
Whatever is the matter, Proctor? Could it be that the rogue trader's presence allows for some relaxation of the Lex Imperialis?
That the rogue trader has decided to take something for himself does not mean I won't report the loss to the Marshal. Do you want to see your name in the report as well? In a separate row?
Open the latch. Okay. Retinal analyzer. Whenever the wearer hits a target with a shield, the target must pass toughness resistance test or be knocked prone. No, it's not for me. Dodge penalty of the wearer's armor is reduced by -10. If the wearer agility is 60 or more, that penalty is reduced by 15% instead. Okay. What do you have? What do you have? No, this one is better. Let me check the armor. The German penalty, yeah, it's not, it's... Let me check something. Should not have done this. Okay, I can live with that.
Everything here is seeping pale green. This color, it strangles me like a chain around my throat.
I can relate to your misery, Cass. When the sight of a planet bursting with riches brings only melancholy to a cold trader's heart, she must wonder, is it time to retire?
Okay.
Embrace true power.
My warp sight reveals something.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Good. Okay. Coffin Maker's Sledge. This weapon's single target attacks deal additional direct damage equal to 5% of target maximum wounds. Ooh. Okay, this one is good.
I'm ready.
Could be good for Abelard. I think he had 600 wounds earlier, so yeah. This power axe deals an additional 25 damage. The first attack for each round against a bleeding target restore 1 AP to the wielder. I like this one. Tough choice. Okay, this is a power hammer. Okay, this is a power hammer, so I can change with the second one, right? Yeah. Good. Nothing but rubbish and a few spent casings inside. Okay, let me check the map. I think we are good to go. We have already checked this. Yeah, do you hear that? That's not the creaking of a container. It's some kind of creature howling. Is it trying to scare us away by screaming? Or is it calling to its own kind? We need to prepare for the worst.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Someone has taken shelter in the old container. There is a simple bed and table, both of which are buried in data slates and papers, and the walls are scribbled over in unintelligible calculations. Okay, that's the clerk. Tertius Quart, 252 million containers taken, stock of 47 trillion to go. Okay. The grey-clad man taps his fingers on his data slate. His bulky head implant showers the surroundings, liberally with sparks. 200 million, no, didn't account for corrosion, but where? Abelard, tell this scribbler what I am here for. The seneschal's booming voice causes a small avalanche of grain in one of the open containers. His lordship rogue trader Severan von Barlacius, bearer of the sacred warrant, has come to collect the inventory of the Tithes shipment. The clerk winces and mutters mechanically. Tertius Quart, rank 3 scribe of the Departamento Catalogus, quantity 1. The inventory it is dry, reddened eyes fix upon you. There is no rogue trader on the inventory. I can't give you anything before I fill in the forms. So let's start with the retinue. He is stalling. He will continue to chatter away unless harsh action is taken. Fine, but make it quick. The clerk gets to work enthusiastically. I was telling fine to Solomon. As if he hadn't heard you. Okay. A member of the Adeptus Arbitis, quantity 1. A non-standard issue cyber mastiff, quantity 1. Physical integrity below average. Configuration secondary. Joe. Prognathous and powerful. All of the above applies to both units. No offense, but I would not trust you with an inventory of Glato's shit. What with how deranged you are. And to think that someone gave you the expense entire tithe to freely desecrate. Guard private, aged, quantity 1, deterioration high, unfit for duty. Come on. I'm not even sure which offends me more. You're invaliding me or you're mistaking me. an officer of the Navy, or an expendable guardsman. A mutant with albinism, quantity 1. The gill slits suggest an ocean world origin. Note: skin desiccated. Placement in a liquid-filled tank recommended to avoid spontaneous disposal. These servant scholars are mad. Wait, did I just get called a fish? A woman of benign appearance, quantity 1. Of benign appearance, quantity 1. An opulence of golden aquillas and Imperium standard skulls suggest an affiliation with the Habitus Ministorum. What department are you from? Benign appearance? Yes, that's me. Put down Adeptus Amasecus as my department, esteemed one. And other hired personnel of no note. There is irony in a complete lunatic being the only one who thinks me normal. This concludes the inventory of the retinue. Proceeding to taking inventory of the rogue trader. Well, let us see what you have to say. A rogue trader, quantity 1. Bloodstain count on attire, 20. Could you turn around? You must be joking. 26. Equipment condition excellent. Limb count satisfactory. Appearance unremarkable. Self-importance elevated. Draw your weapon. Pain will make you more cooperative. Please understand, I need time for additional inventory taking. Just a little, a couple of years, no, decades. Decius' face brightens suddenly as his implant flashes again. Ah, yes, of course. Let me open the path to the cogitator. That's where the inventory is. Okay. Okay, let's continue. The excrement of a very large creature. You see guardsman, dog, tags and pieces of armor. Yeah, I think we are going to meet this creature, not the inventory, I guess. If I have to guess, okay. And I have collected everything I could, I think.
Powers unseen, uncover my path.
Okay. Shipped data slate. We hid in the container when things started to look bad on the old Heartless. We will climb out once they unload the goods at the port warehouse. I bet those thick-headed lawmen won't even realize they have graciously brought a couple of ratsies right to their precious hoard. Got no food here, though, and it's cold as a grave. It's fine, we'll manage. They're not gonna drag all this to the other side of the sector, are they? Soon Trey and Kara are gonna be the richest rats in the whole expanse. Emaciated, blue-skinned, frozen corpses cling to the container's lid with broken nails. Shattered knives lie at their feet. The patches on their clothes bear the name Heartless. Okay, elastic gloves. For the first time in a round, if the wearer kills 3 or more targets using a weapon area attack, that area attack does not spend MP and does not count toward the attack limit per turn. I don't think I'm going to use this, but I will have to check.
I tread a path unexplored.
Okay, let me check the map again. I think we are good to go. There are pits in the sand, as if someone tried to dig something out, or dig their way out. Okay. Oh. The sand is there. Alive. Watch out. Okay. Okay, what's the meaning of this? Start battle. Cassia is first. Okay. Okay, Cassia, if you're first, you go there, I guess. Severin. Go there. Shireen. Well, I mean... Abelard can take a hit, so... I guess... Well, you go there. That's okay. And Idira. Guess you stay here. Guardsman. Oh, the guardsman is not an ally. I'm not sure. I was thinking he was an ally. So if he's not, yeah, that changes thing. Yes. Let's go with this. Let's go with this one.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Okay, front line. Nice one.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay, for one round, allies in that area gain 12% armor, cannot be over-penetrated, gain immunity to the prone effect. I like this. Okay, let's double the bonuses. Let's gain air of authority.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Okay. Let's go with this.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay. I don't want to do Zone of Fear for now, maybe. Maybe I want to do this. Yeah, I could. No, I don't want to do this. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. Let's go with this one. Okay. Let's go.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Let's run.
I will triumph.
Okay.
Ruin beckons. I will triumph.
I think I'm going to try this one first.
My resolve is unshaken. Sow the seeds of discord.
Okay.
What a satisfying demise.
Okay. Not sure what's going to happen, but come on. I can't. Okay. Do I do this? No, I'm not doing this. Let's do this first. I think this is a good idea. Okay. Yeah. go with this one.
One step closer.
And here we go.
There is no mercy found in my heart. Accept my offering. Death shall reign. Yep.
Well. Let's collect what we can. Leto, your turn. Okay, I will check this later on. The eagle I'm not going to use. Blessing of the Materium. The Cyber Raven gains 30 willpower while in force radius around the Cyber Raven. The Overseer relayed attacking psychic power deals 28% more damage and do not count toward the attack limit per turn. What? This is crazy. But whenever the Cyber Raven relays an attacking psychic power, the Overseer suffers damage. Okay. Equal to 10% of the maximum wounds. Additionally, the Overseer is slowed and cannot dodge attack while in this area. No, I don't like this. A muffled growl comes from beneath the sand. The moment you approach, the sound fades and blood starts pumping in your temples. You feel your lips stretching into a vicious grin. Okay, let's wait a little. These people were buried up to their necks in the sand. The agony that is forever imprinted on their twisted faces shows this was a harsh execution.
Check. Done.
Okay, let's continue. Let's open. Okay, let's wait a little because it's not finished, right?
Let's seize the opportunity.
Something else. Okay, flash and sensory motor modulator. Whenever the wearer uses charge, dance, macabre, dash or death from above, they gain plus 20% armor penetration and dodge reduction until the end of their turn. Stacks up 3 times. Could be good for Magi, maybe. You poked your nose into all the available container, I guess.
Embrace true power.
Let's dig out. Okay. Intimidating growl. Require heretical follower. Whenever the wielder blocks an attack, if possible, they counter attack that enemy, gaining an additional plus 75% critical hit chance. Okay, not bad. But I'm not using a shield. Your jaw aches from the rage, and the crimson lamps of clay remind you of torn flesh. Your hands find a bundle wrapped in yellowed rags. Okay, this is it, I guess.
Intriguing.
Oh, you are back. You are back? The clerk gives you a hounded look, his implant crackling ominously. You have eliminated the ambuls. Good. I'm crossing them off the inventory. How many injuries have you sustained? None. I must account for the units of blood spilled. The proctor's heavy fist crashes into Tertius' jaw, and a bloodied tooth clangs against the wall of a nearby container. Account for this. No more evasiveness or asinine excuses. The rogue trader asks, and you answer. Is that understood? The clerk nods quickly, pressing his fingers to his split lips. There is no cogitator with the inventory, is there? The clerk's eyes well up. I thought it would stop you. I have a job to finish. You can't imagine how hard this is. The workload, the responsibility. Please understand. I am on my own here. Well, almost. The clerk adds in a conspiratorial whisper. There is another scribe here. He works at night and litters the reports with errors. Why were so few clerks assigned to an entire planet? There used to be more of us. 5 died of exhaustion. 3 were killed in collapses of Tithe assets. 2 were eaten by ambuls. Another 10, I don't know. Administratum replenishments are too rare. This world is too highly classified. How did ambuls get here in the first place? Ambuls, repulsive, aggressive pests. They adapt to any environment. This world is infested with them. They got to the Tithe and gobbled up everything they saw, and I had to update the inventory. The clerk's voice falters and turns into inconsolable weeping. Enough. Where is the inventory? It's incomplete, the scribe recalls and clutches his head with a moan. The inventory is in my implant, and it's notifying me of unaccounted for assets all the time. The clerk whimpers. His implant creaks in response. My head is the inventory. Yeah, I'm not sure his head can work without his body, so I'm not going to go with 3, even if it's very tempting. As much as I hate to distract you, you are coming with me. The clerk sobs and lowers his sparkling head, ready to follow you. Good. I think we are done, right? I think.
The world will bow.
Okay, Jaeger. This guy. Rogue Trader. We are now in the final stage of the loading process. Consequently, your shuttle is finally able to maneuver around and land. As soon as the matter of the inventory is settled, you will be free to depart. Here is your clerk. What is next? We do not have much left to load. The bulk of it is already on the barges, and the rest is being delivered automatically. We merely need to decide what to do with the living Tithe. They have bred irresponsibly and are now twice as numerous as before. What do you mean by they have bred? Those guardsmen have been on Litus for years, if not decades, and new ones keep arriving all the time. They disregard regulations, form clans, start families, and procreate. Such are the pernicious consequences of their aimless existence and the proof of their lack of fortitude. Okay, let me see. This is an heretic run, so let's go with 4. Drive the excess into the deepest pit and seal off the entrance. That is how you dispose of refuse. Proctor Jaeger nods without taking her eyes off her data slate. Evidently, the fate of these people interested her only within the framework of statistics. Then it is settled. Your shuttle is ready to depart. We will take care of... Watcher of Litus. The space around you suddenly fills with screeches and crackles that pour from every voxcaster and speaker. Then you hear a deep male voice. Query. Invitation to the Von Valentius orbital station. Uploading coordinates into the shuttle's central cogitator. Complete. Purpose. Finalizing the Oblivion Directive. The voice goes into a guttural, gurgling cough. Tarry not, offspring. If you delay, you will be blown up along with all the extraneous subjects. Blast it! Eager whispers, grabbing a data slate and typing frantic commands into it. Abela wrinkles his face tentatively. That voice, does it sound familiar? No. Why would it? Forgive me, Lord Captain. I am hearing things. No, she is dead. She's gone. Shut up. Azura runs her fingers through her disheveled hair. Sorry, my little whispers suddenly hit a sore spot. Huh? Did I miss something? Who are you? Watcher of Litus. Answers. Yes, we have always had a thirst for knowledge. I will satisfy your curiosity when you come to me. I need to know if you have what it takes to see this through. Now hurry. This world will soon cease to exist. Yeager's data slate is flashing a panicked red. The augurs are recording anomalous seismic activity. Someone has started arming these cyclonic bombs into the bowels of Litus. The machine spirits are rejecting all counter litanies. The planet is done for. We cannot stop this. Her lips tighten into a white streak, and her data slate falls to the floor. The proctor raises a weapon, followed by the rest of the arbitrators. I demand an explanation, Rogue Trader. Why can't we block the Oblivion? Is this your doing? Come on. What do you think you are doing, Jaeger? Lower your weapon this instant. I am just as clueless as you are. Allow me to explain. You seized the Tithe by somehow obtaining both the Marshal's and the Administratum's authorizations. Then, an accomplice contacted you and tricked the machine spirits into activating the destruction of the world with cyclonic bombs. Bombs delivered years ago from a Von Valentius world, I should add. All that is left to do is get away and cover your tracks. What? Did I miss anything? Only the Rogue Trader can transport the Tithe and get everyone out of here. You will bow your head and wait for the Marshal's judgment in handcuffs. I see you no longer serve the Lex Imperialis, but the interest of a Rogue Trader. Eager resolutely clutches a weapon. Solomon, what are you doing? Fighting against a flawed interpretation of the Lux Imperialis. Solomon takes his eyes off Jaeger for a moment and looks at you intently. I did not think you would see it any other way. You did. Okay, let me see. I don't like one. Let's go with coercion. It is all quite simple. Either you wait on my ship while I sort everything out, or you perish ignominiously by my hand. Are you so confident you have the upper hand? Yes. The eager's eyes dart all over you, clearly reassessing the threat in your favor. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's go with tech cues. Did you hear those strange noises on the Vox line? That is what intercepted transmissions sound like. Why would one of my servants do that? Perhaps someone is trying to frame you, or there are even more convoluted motives involved. The bolter's muzzle lowers slowly, as if overcoming an invisible obstacle. I see no need for further confrontation. Consider the issue settled for now. You will board your flagship, and you will investigate the identity of the perpetrator. Let us return to this matter in the Marshal's presence on Dargonis. Okay.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Let's collect everything. Okay, where are we? The human torso is built into the massive cogitator. Countless cables entangle the shriveled body and snake under the pale skin. Identification: Rogue Trader from Bladedancer, initiating the final stage of the Oblivion Directive. A ragged whiz escapes the Vox grill, and the man's speech becomes more animated and bilious. You have arrived, at last, offspring. At last, everything ends. Go on. Take the last step. Confirm the execution of the directive. And in so doing, destroy Litus. Take its riches, and free me from this unbearable vigil. Explain to me what is going on now. You really do not know. Did she choose not to tell you? Or did she not get the chance? It doesn't matter anymore. Yours is the blood of the dynasty, and so I am compelled to give you this answer. The man announces in a mechanical voice. Supreme Ordinance. The arrival of the head of the Van Valentius dynasty with the purpose of extraction of the tithe triggers the immediate activation of the Oblivion Directive by the Watcher of Litus. At the moment of the directive's activation, the machine spirits of the initiation systems are bound in Prometheus Proxima class Cogni shackles. The Cogni shackles cannot be removed by any means. The directive guarantees the Rogue Trader's acquisition of the planet's assets and the destruction of Litus, presented as being caused by the actions of the enemies of humanity. So Lady Theodora intended to steal the tithe from the start? She arranged the world's destruction to cover her tracks, installed a servant to keep an eye on things, and even made a contingency plan in case of her own death. All she needed was an opportune moment, like this one, with the expanse being torn apart. The planet's death looks convincing. An outrageous accusation. Lady Theodora never would have suited herself with such heresy. Stealing the sacred tithe? Never. I believe him. Lady Theodora always played for high stakes, all or nothing. It's the only game there ever was for her. Adira grimaces, clutches her temples, and snaps as she turns away. Will you shut your gobs already? I don't know any Dariuses. Got it? Jay lets out a whistle. Now that's ambition. You can't even call it theft. Just an ingenious redistribution of resources on a sector scale. Ingenious and audacious. Were you the one who intruded on my conversation with Vigdis prior to our landing on Tithes? Yes, I needed to exchange codes with the flagship in order to identify the vessel and its owner. I had to sift through onboard communication channels and systems to verify the new Lord Captain data slate and his right to be one. You want me to claim the Tithe for my own? I have long since been robbed of the luxury of freely expressing my thoughts. I am merely quoting Theodora's plan. This qualifies for a culprit's confession, except the culprit herself is dead, and judging this creature will be pointless. Still, we must decide what to do next, Rogue Trader. I've been in your retinue long enough to acknowledge that you are the only true power in all of the expanse. Good. I won't object if you decide to leave some of the tithe for yourself. At least then these resources won't rot, and instead serve to reinforce order on your worlds. But the majority must still go to the administratum. Let's go with 3. I still have questions for the Watcher of Tithes. Solomon nods and turns his heavy gaze to the creature. Are you a servitor or something different? Something entirely different, offspring. A prisoner of my own mind and these machines. Do not let my manner of speech deceive you. I am only following the orders vested in me. The part of my brain that controls my ability to converse and holds the scraps of my personality was severed from my volition centers and locked into a cage of functions and limitations. So you can think for yourself. Calling it thinking would be an overstatement. Imagine a corridor with all the doors locked except for 1 or 2. That would be my consciousness. Yes, a dark, suffocating corridor with fading pictures of memory and nail scratches on the walls. At least you are alone in that corridor and will never have to wonder who is banging on the door from the other side and how long the flimsy hinges of your mind will hold. You don't have to wonder anymore, Adira. You crave death. That is not typical for thralls who have no will of their own. What does it matter what I crave if I am doomed to follow orders? Yes, I need you to complete the Oblivion Directive and trigger the station shutdown, so that I can be set free at last. And yet, in all these years, I have done nothing to bring my death closer. I can wait an eternity longer, suffering, but infallibly obedient. Why were you consigned to such a terrible fate? I was a threat to Theodora's rule, and she had my brain dissected. A sophisticated sentence to be humiliated, to live in suffering, yet continue to serve the dynasty, perfectly harmless. Absorb this lesson of spring. That is how a rogue trader meets out punishment. I would not mind having a servant like you myself. So you could brag about it to Winterscale at banquets. You are out of luck. There is an entire station attached to me. It supplies me with power. A massive computing modules lie below. Such is the price that you might make small talk with me. I have other questions. Do I? Of course, you are welcome to prolong my agony for as long as you like. Thank you. Why do you call me offspring? I think I know. What else should I call you? The heir to the dynasty's throne, a young descendant? You may have grown used to people prostrating themselves before you, but to me, you are just a child. You still haven't told me your name. Who are you? That is the one question I cannot answer. Theodora did not wish for anyone to learn the name of he who has become the Watcher of Lichus. Let's try to go with one. Do you serve Theodora or the dynasty? Because at this moment I am the dynasty. You may have a point. I am but a servant, and the future of the Protectorate is in your hands. You are the authority, and I obey. I am Darius von Manutius, Theodora's older brother, whom she turned into an amalgam of machine and man. Interesting. By the Holy Throne, that's where I remember that voice from. I saw you once when I was accompanying Lady Theodora. You weren't as you are now, back then, but she never spoke of you as a brother. Why? Adira grins. That's what's got my whispers all excited. I take it Lady Theodora didn't like you very much, since she shoved you into a tin can in the middle of nowhere. You got on her bad side, didn't you? How could Theodora have a brother? Everyone would know of you. Had I been a legitimate child, yes, they would have written my name in gold into the dynasty chronicle. However, my mother's origin, as well as certain other circumstances, were damaging for House von Manutius, and so my inclusion into the family is a snag. When Theodora was young, I was brought to Dargonis to be trained for the role of seneschal. When she became the rogue trader, she refused to recognize me as a king. She needed an obedient servant who wouldn't challenge her rule. Had I behaved myself, perhaps Theodora would have condescended to call me a brother and heir on her deathbed. But you wanted her throne, didn't you? Her whole life. She was surrounded by scoundrels who hunted her, ready to devour her without a second thought the moment she made a single mistake. Why were you punished? As Theodora's senior relative and direct heir, I could lay claim to her throne, and I did. I intended to kill her and declare a search for her successor, and while it went on, to enter the Royal Chamber and assume the Rogue Trader title by right of blood. Theodora exposed my plan, executed anyone who had taken part in the conspiracy, and turned me over to her tech priests. Why come up with such an elaborate punishment? At first, I thought Theodora was going to pay me visits so she could gloat, but she never once appeared on the station. I have a different explanation now. For von Manutius, even punishment must befit his status. With a gilded prison and one-of-a-kind augmentics, so as not to have a pathetic servitor mar the dynasty's image. I do not know what kind of person you were, but I feel sorry for you. To be reduced to an expensive doll, a toy in someone's hands, no one deserves such a fate. You have yet to ask me how your sister died. I cannot ask questions about anything unrelated to my function. Now that you have brought it up yourself, however, no, I do not want to know. If I heard that she had died by chance at the hands of an unworthy opponent, I would be gravely disappointed. After all, I have always solaced myself by believing that Theodora was someone extraordinary, and only because of this she was able to beat me. Enough about that. I agree, the past is best dredged up in small quantities. I have decided what should be done with the tithe. Then announce your decision. Let me see. Let's go with the Heretic one. A share of the tithe belongs to me, by the right of the strongest. It will serve to support my reign in the expanse. You are a worthy successor to the great Theodora von Valancius, whether it pleases you or not. Worthy and unyielding, even under the heavy burden of power. But surely you remember, Sherin, that J.A. Dari is always at your service. That is what partners are for, to share the heavy burdens between them. The rogue trader has spoken. The barges will go where he has decreed, and the Watcher of Litus has served his purpose. I had hoped that I would feel relief. I know that it's there, locked inside my protocols, and she wanted me to know and to not feel. The Watcher's head hits his sunken chest. Even at the moment of his death, he was denied the elation of freedom. The vid screens of the cogitators flicker, trying to process the influx of data, then fade all at once. Sevran is not watching. He doesn't care. Okay.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Okay, if you don't mind.
My pleasure.
Okay, Lady Theodora's mantle. At the start of the wearer's turn, if there are more enemies than allies in combat, the wearer deals 20 more % damage with melee weapon. Doesn't happen often. Yeah, I think we are good to go. Your Vox caster hisses softly, drawing your attention. It seems someone has been hailing you for some time. Lord Captain, your immediate intervention is required. The barges you sent to Dagonus have been attacked by enemy ships that just emerged from the warp. What ships are they? They carry no identifying marks, and the signatures are unreadable. All I can tell you is that they are of Imperial construction. How did they find us? The system's coordinates are classified. At present, we do not know, Lord Captain, but we are already working on it. Prepare for battle, I am coming.